Hey, Dan Passarelli here. Well, the market's held up for a pretty good part of the day here, shooting this video shortly before the close. But looking, I'm not going to say strong, but hanging in there pretty well. And I'm looking at that, and I've been talking about earnings for the past week or so because that's the one thing that I really focus on, and that's part of the reason why the S&P was up a bit today. Netflix, and this is a pretty interesting story, and I think very telling of what I think is going to play out throughout this earnings season. Netflix announced better than expected earnings, fewer than expected lost subscribers, but analysts gave a bit of a warning. And so, they think that there could be a little bit of some things that could hold the company back a bit in the future. And that's why we didn't see it really soar as much as it did, but it's still up about 6% today. We can pull up that chart of Netflix right here. NFLX. And we see that, it bounced up above the 50-day moving average a few trading sessions ago, and up reasonably well today. Like I said, up about 6% right now. It was up just a teeny bit more than that at some point during the day. And I think we're going to see a lot of that throughout earnings. I think that some companies are going to, of course, announce surprises to the upside, some surprises to the downside. I think that earnings will be reasonably okay with some caution. And we've seen that with Apple. We've seen that with some of the other tech stocks that announced that maybe they would not hire as many people, not spend as much money in fear of a future potential recession. And, I kind of want to take a step back too. Let's skip all the minutia of the exact numbers and such, but a lot of folks have been concerned that this earnings season might be a bit of a letdown, might be worse than last quarter or the quarter before. Well, guess what? The last several quarters, the last year and a half, have been fantastic quarters for earnings. So, when people say that, hey, earnings aren't going to be as good, they're not going to say that they're bad. They're not going to say that, it's not that they think companies are going to be losing money. It's just that these amazing earnings that we've been seeing, we might not see play out this time. So I think that earnings season might be a little bit more stable, and Netflix is a good example of that. We've seen some really big moves happen in Netflix over the past few quarters, and it was, to me, a surprisingly small move in Netflix today following their earnings. And earnings is going to continue driving markets for the next few weeks through the rest of this earnings season, through what we call retail earnings season after that. And if you're interested in trading earnings and you haven't yet attended our webinar on trading earnings, we're doing a final encore of that this evening. And we'd love for you to come. And on the page that's about to pop up is where you can register. This is Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart. See you tonight.